How we doing, everybody? I want to do a quick review of Glass. Everybody who knows me knows I'm not a huge fan of M. Night Shyamalan. I think that he did a great job with basically his breakout movie, which was The Sixth Sense. Nobody can deny that wasn't a great film. It was a great film. And then he followed up with Unbreakable, and Unbreakable was okay. It ended well, but I don't think anybody liked that. Everybody said, "Whoa, you're talking about a superhero movie," and nobody's ever said, "Hey, you've seen the Avengers now? Let me show you this great superhero film called Unbreakable." Yeah, nobody ever says that. So it's kind of the low key superhero type of film. So. And now, after just a string of money losers, from anything from The Happening to The Village, of course, the best thing from The Village was Bryce Dallas Howard. Other than that, the movie was just a piece of crap. To Signs, to The Last Airbender, and of course, After Earth, which was supposed to be the breakout role for. For what's his face, his son, it just died very, very quickly. And then now that he had, no budget to work with, a string of money losers, and boom, he gets a hit with Split. And without James McAvoy, that film would not have been what it was. We had him, we had Anya Taylor-Joy, just really, really great performances. Whether he brought those out or not is kind of irrelevant, because those two actors in general are just very, very, very talented. So he had this huge talent thing to work with, but if James McAvoy could not pull off Split would not have worked as a film. So that entire film was due to him. So he had a very low budget to work with, and boom, it was a success. And I don't know if he planned it when he was beginning doing it, but by the end of the film, he said, "You know what? I should throw this into Unbreakable." And I don't know if it was planned or it was something towards the end of him writing the script, saying, "Oh, you know what? This kind of would fit in there." And he threw in the ending, and everybody was so excited about, having the two worlds. Even though the film Unbreakable was so long ago, and it was 2000. It was it was 19 years ago, and here we are now, 19 years later, joining them together with Glass.
I specialize in those individuals who believe they are superheroes.
Good for you.
The three of you've convinced yourselves you have extraordinary gifts, like something out of a comic book. David Dunn, the only person to survive that train wreck all those years ago.
What do you do?
I'm in security.
You think you have superpowers.
It's a feeling. Vision. I have to touch them.
You believe you are a protector.
My name is Patricia.
I have no question there are 24 identities
I'm Mary Reynolds. Por favor, señora. We almost got you, bro.
that live in that body with you.
The beast is coming any minute now for you guys.
So I was kind of excited as well, so to see everybody from two different films come together, it almost was like an Avengers type situation. So we had the setup for Dunn's character, and the setup for the Beast's character. So James McAvoy and Bruce Willis, wanting to be doing this face-off situation. So the film was only $20 million, and I was wondering why it was so self-contained. So here's the problem the overall, I thought the film was decent. Okay, I didn't hate it as much as some of the other reviewers and critics. I thought the movie was pretty decent. What the problem was that here's the problems. It broke its own fourth wall. All right, because they constantly make comic book references, so it automatically breaks its own fourth wall, and it kind of takes you out of the film by it making its own references. So I thought that was kind of odd, an odd choice. The second thing is that it's completely self-contained within this asylum or whatever. So the movie feels very claustrophobic because of that. So once you start out with Bruce Willis, and I'm not going to give any spoilers for this, but once Bruce Willis goes and actually finds the Beast, we kind of expect more out of that. And there's this throughout the film. There's this tease for this ending, and the ending never happens. So it's almost like The Village, where there's this tease all the way through, which doesn't have the payoff. Although the ending was surprising in this, I never would have thought that they would have ended it the way they did. But there are a couple of twists and stuff like that. But nothing that's in comparison to some of his other films. This one's more straight shooter. And I think that, Anya Taylor-Joy's character is completely underused in this one. So you can't even wonder why she's even in it. It's unfortunate. And Spencer Treat Clark, who played Dunn's Bruce Willis' son in the first film, is now, of course, 19 years older, and he got to reprise his role, which was great. I really liked him a lot. I also saw him in... he was also good in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So he's done some stuff in between there. Also, my friend Jane Park was in it. Jane Park Smith in a small role. That was kind of cool. Sarah Paulson, seeing her in there is like, oh, why didn't they pick her for Cheetah? She was perfect for Cheetah. Anyway, moving on. So, I'm not happy about the casting for Cheetah. Glass's mother, Mr. Glass's mother. Obviously, she doesn't look as old, or I didn't understand why they didn't replace her if she didn't look the age she needed to be. But if you see pictures on the internet, I don't know if she's in the trailer, but if you see pictures on the internet on her, she has this weird prosthetic. It's almost like watching the Superman thing from Justice League, where you're just like, God, that looks so fake. What? Every time I looked at that as she was on screen, I'm like, it's killing me. So yes, there's a bunch of mistakes in the film and of course having M. Night Shyamalan, he's got to do an appearance in his own film, and when Stan Lee did it, everybody kind of waited for him to be on, and he would say one quick line and he was gone, doing his cameo. But M. Night Shyamalan, he's got such a, I don't understand how the guy gets through a door. His head is so big. So he has to have his own thing, and he has an entire scene. And it just takes you completely out of the film because it's like, okay, we know you're the director, you're hanging out in the seed for Lord knows what reason. It's not like you're a great actor or anything. And yet, it's, I'm like, okay, you're going to get off the screen eventually or what? So it's kind of an elongated scene. It doesn't even need to be in there. But, he's got to not only make his appearance, but he's got to show, hey, I got some acting chops. Just get off the screen, man. Have your quick one funny line and get off just like Stan Lee, Stan Lee always knew when not to overstay his welcome, and that's exactly how you feel in this scene when M. Night Shyamalan's on it. It's just like, dude, get off. So anyway, but overall, I like the film. It has, again, it's not a great film. It's a good film. And I think that's part of the problem with what everybody's saying is that it had so much more potential than it did, even with a $20 million price tag. And it's going to make money. It's obviously already had made money. A $20 million price tag, if you multiply it times 3, you're looking at $60 million. So it's already at 80 or 100 million. So, it's made its money. And, the actors do a great job, and the action scenes are okay. They could have been, that's the other thing, that the action scenes could have been choreographed so much better. I mean, you compare some of that, because Underworld back when was 30 million. And, and it was not even self-contained. So if you could have done half of what some of Underworld's fight scenes and stuff like that, the film would have been better. I don't know. It's a good film. It's a character film. It's not really a superhero film, even though it plays itself like it is a superhero film, and self-betrays itself. It says, we are a superhero film. Look at all the comic books and look at all the comic book references. It's a superhero film. But it's not. That's why I don't understand why I continue to break the fourth wall like that. We're all like, it's really not. You're trying, but it's not really a superhero film. It's a character-driven film about a couple of guys who have some super strength. That's pretty much it. So anyway, do I recommend seeing it? Yeah, if you're a fan of Split and Unbreakable, you should definitely see it. Just for the acting. If you're looking for an action film, you're not going to find it here. It's definitely not an action film. It has some suspenseful moments. You kind of wanted to see how Glass was going to use his brain and stuff like that. And Sarah Paulson was great as the wild card. But anyway, I would. It's a 7. The movie's a 7. It's good. It's not great. It's a little bit better. It's better than average, and that's about the extent of that. All right. So that's my review of Glass. Thank you all for watching. Have a great week and subscribe. Thanks again.